Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. My name is Adi. I'm Customer Education Manager here in SimilarWeb. I'm here today with Karin, your dedicated Customer Success Manager. Karin, would you like to say hi?
Of course. Hi, everybody. I hope everyone is well. So glad you are able to join us today. I hope you find this next session useful. If you have any questions, Adi will explain exactly how to ask us. And then for any issue after that session, please don't hesitate to email me with any question. Thank you so much and enjoy.
Thank you, Karin. So as Karin mentioned, please feel free to ask any questions along the webinar. You can just type the questions in the question box, and I will just pause in after each section and will give you the opportunity, and I will actually answer the questions. So our agenda for today is so the topic for today's session is how to uncover the digital market share for any keyword on the web. So this will be the agenda for today. We will start with identifying who are the search leaders, players in a specific industry and in a specific country. Today we will analyze the travel industry in the US. After identifying the search leaders, we will dive into their keyword strategy. So we'll see which keywords they're bidding on and optimizing on in organic and paid search. After that, we're going to discover the search market share of the big of the most popular keyword and group of keywords. So we'll take a specific keyword and a group of keywords, and we can see who is winning for them organically and in paid results. And lastly, we will finish with learning how you can monitor market share over time with custom dashboards. So just to start the session, I just want to briefly explain a bit about SimilarWeb, who we are, what we do, what kind of data we can offer you. For those who aren't that familiar with SimilarWeb, so SimilarWeb provide data for any website and for any mobile app. Essentially, the data that we provide are performance-based, so traffic visits, engagement metrics, most viewed content, traffic sources, and so on. This is for the website. For mobile apps, we also show penetration, engagement, retention, and a lot more other interesting metrics. The data that we provide is for 190 countries, so we have worldwide country filter, and we also have specific country filter for a specific region. Excuse me. We can also, so in addition to analyzing a specific website or app, we are also have the option to look at an overview of an aggregated overview for a specific industry and a specific market. We show data from all platforms, desktop, mobile web, and mobile apps. And yeah, that's about it. I just want to explain a bit about our data methodology because I think it's very important just to understand how do we collect all this data. So the main data source is our international panel. We have panelists that install one of our products. For desktop, it can be add-ons, browser extensions, toolbars, and so on. For mobile apps, it can be actual apps like a flashlighter or all kinds of utility apps, gaming apps, shopping apps, and so on. Some of those products are our products, SimilarWeb, and some are products that we partner with other products who is looking to monetize their business. So this is our international panel, and this is the main data source for us. In addition to that, we have a crawler, just like Google and Bing have their own crawler. So we have a crawler that crawls the web and enable us to categorize each website under a specific category. In addition to that, we have ISP data, so we partner with ISP companies in order to add additional layer of data. All of these events are going into machine learning and prediction algorithms, and from that we can assess the actual number of visits and behavior of the users in the of the users in order for us to make sure that we are on spot with our estimations. We also use a learning set. So a learning set is basically websites and mobile apps that share their direct measurement with us, so we can see their real numbers, and this is what helps us calibrate our estimations and see if we're on spot or not, and just fixing our algorithm. So this is regarding our data methodology. Because I believe that you will share a lot of this data with your customers, and you might be, your customers might be wondering what's the difference between their direct measurement, their Google Analytics, and SimilarWeb estimations. So just briefly, I want to mention what is the difference between market intelligence and direct measurement. So as I showed in the previous slide, we use a different data methodology to show our data. So for website, we use clickstream data, and for mobile apps, we are basically sitting on someone's device, and this is how we can see their activity, the digital activity. So we have our panel and we have our predictive algorithms. For direct measurement, most cases it will be through embedded codes and cookies and so on. So just by understanding the different data collection methodology, you can see why there might be some kind of a discrepancy between the two. In addition to that, we can also show Google non-provided keyword. For this reason that we use different data sources. And yeah, just about the consistency. So any website owner can use a different direct measurement. It can be Adobe, it can be Google Analytics, and so on. We use the same methodology to every website that we are analyzing. In the case of your customers, so obviously they can only see their direct measurement, so only their data. We give a context while showing them how their competitors perform, so they can benchmark their performance and optimize for growth. Karim, do we have any questions before we will dive into the platform? So just let's wait for a few seconds to see if we have any questions, and if not, we can just jump in the platform. Okay, no questions. Feel free still to type your questions. I will just stop after each section. So now I'm going to move to the actual platforms. This is SimilarWeb Pro. This is the homepage of the platform. As you can see here, we have two main models. We have the blue model, which is the website analysis, and we have the orange model, which is the app analysis. For our use case today, we will only look at the website analysis. And what I would like to do is by starting analyzing a specific industry. So I will just click on industry analysis. And my key question for now is first to spot who are the top leading players in the travel category in the US. And more than that, who is doing the best job in generating traffic from search. So right now we're in the industry analysis model. Here I can filter by over 250 categories. This is how we categorize the entire web. So I can just type here travel, and I can decide either to choose a specific subcategory like airlines and airports and accommodation and so on. I would just stick with travel at the moment. And now here I can filter by a specific country, or I can view the data in a worldwide. So today I'm actually going to analyze the US market, so I will just type US. And here I will have an overview of the industry. So what do I have here? This is an overview based on an index of top 100 websites in this category. Now I'm looking at data from last 3 months. I can change the time filter. We show our data. We have our data is backed up to 36 months of historical data. I can also custom range for specific time. And also look at last 28 days, so looking to see what's going on in real time. And what do we have here? So immediately I can see the top leading websites in the travel category in the US. So we have TripAdvisor, Expedia, Airbnb, Southwest, and Booking.com. Here I can see the monthly visits that each one of the players generate and what has changed month over month. So now we're looking at June 2017, what has changed from April to June, from May to June. If I scroll down here, I can see the traffic breakdown between desktop and mobile web. This really helps me just to understand the way this category works, the way that the audience is reaching those websites, if they are more rely on desktop versus mobile web. So basically how users are booking their travel. Here I can see the overall visits to this industry, and if I will scroll down, I can see what has changed over time and the engagement metrics that can help me benchmark my performance. So looking at average visit duration, pages per visit, and bounce rate. So this is really interesting, but for me, I would like to see who is leading in terms of organic and paid search. So in order to do so, I will just go to the leaderboard and look at leaders by source here. In leaders by source, we are basically splitting the traffic sources for 7 different types of sources. So we have referrals, we have search, social, display ad, direct, and email. For me, I would like to jump into search. So I will click on the search tab. And I will see out of the top players in the travel industry, which players are generating the most traffic from search, meaning they are more rely on search. If I will change it to look, now I'm looking at paid and organic search. If I will change to look only at paid search, this will be actually the players that are spending the most on paid search. So here we can see Expedia, Booking, Airbnb, and so on. If I will filter to organic, I might see a different picture. So in organic, we have TripAdvisor, Airbnb, Southwest, Expedia, and so on. What is really interesting here is that we can see TripAdvisor is accountable for 12%, over 12% of the traffic share from organic search. I can see here not only the amount of the traffic share, but also the monthly visits that they generate in terms of size. And what is really, really cool is here that I can see the engagement metrics and just to evaluate the traffic that comes to the website through organic search. So here we see TripAdvisor and BRB. And BRB are getting a very engaged audience, as you can see, as reflected from the visit duration and pages per visit, and very, very low bounce rate. In TripAdvisor, we have 40% bounce rate, but it doesn't mean that the audience is not relevant. I think it just means that usually people just type like what are the best restaurants near me and stuff like that, or just like looking to see the score of a specific hotel and restaurant, and this is enough for them. So they don't really need to continue to view another page. So also very important just to understand the structure of the website, and when people actually arrive to those websites, what is the intention and which activity they are actually looking to do. Airbnb is either post their real estate or book their travel, and there is a lot of discovery involved in that. So obviously the average visit duration and pages per visit will be high. TripAdvisor is very, I think, targeted for a specific goal. Yeah. So this is about identifying the leading players in each one of those sources. And now that I identify who is doing the best job generating traffic from search, I would like to uncover their search strategy. So how am I going to do that? I'm just going to click on a specific player. So let's take TripAdvisor, since we saw that they are doing a really, really good job. I will click on TripAdvisor and I will be redirected into the website analysis model. So now, until now, we looked at industry analysis, which give us an overview of the industry, and now I'm going to analyze a specific player. And here also I have the exact same functionalities. I can filter by specific time frame and filter by specific country. I can view the data either to look at desktop traffic or mobile web traffic or looking at all traffic. Here I have a really short description of the website. What are the related mobile apps? I can see here their ranking. This is SimilarWeb ranking. And here I can see all of the interesting metrics like the total visits and the monthly visits, the monthly unique visits, average visit duration, and so on. This is a really cool short executive summary for you to share with your clients. You can just click on the download and you will have all of this data downloaded in a PDF format. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go over to traffic sources and to see where they're getting the traffic from, and clicking on marketing mix. Excuse me. So we'll go to marketing mix. And what we will see here is what we call the DNA of the website. I want to see which traffic sources the site is heavily rely on. So here I can see very instantly that organic search is the main traffic channel to the website with over 72% traffic. It means that if, for example, something will change in Google's algorithm, they will suffer a loss or a more win because most of their traffic comes from organic search. I can see here the split between direct, email, referral, social, organic and paid search, and display. So this also helps me to assess how much of the traffic comes from paid traffic and how much comes from organic. If I will scroll down, here I can see what are the engagement metrics for each traffic source. So what I'm going to do now is I just want to look at the longer period of time to see what has changed. So I'll just filter the time filter, and now I'm analyzing last 12 months, because for me it's really interesting to see if it's always like that, if it was always the case that organic search was the main traffic channel, or did they change their strategy somewhere in time. So now I'm looking at last 12 months and organic search. This is the leading search traffic. It was like that 12 months ago. So this is really interesting just to see what has changed, if they did some kind of a marketing campaign from a specific channel, if they started putting more into paid search. So I can just click on the traffic sources here and see exactly what's going on. This is actually interesting because we see from July 2016 until June 2017, they really increased their budget from paid search. So last 12 months, the paid search visits were 1 million. Now they're 1.77 million. So that's amazing. Okay. So this is looking at what has changed over time. I want also to see what were the engagement metrics from each traffic channel, which helps me actually understand not seeing the traffic sources only in terms of volume, but also in terms of quality. So looking at average visit duration, we can see referrals are the source that drive audience that spend the most time on the website. And if we click on pages per visit, let's see what we have here. Also, referral is the winning traffic source with 15 pages. And I can also look at bounce rate and see which traffic source drive traffic. that the user is viewing more than one page. Sorry. And also here I mentioned it on yesterday's session. This is a really good point for you to prove the value of your PPC offering. And if I can evaluate the traffic per specific traffic source, and I can see that paid search drive the highest, the audience with the highest intent of shopping or booking the travel or do any kind of action that the site wants them to convert. So this is the place for me to show them exactly that. As we can see here, we saw yesterday for Airbnb, PPC was like the best channel for driving the most engaged users, which are more likely to convert. And here we see also in bounce rate, paid search is driving the most relevant traffic. And so this is really nice to see. And now we're going to drill, to drill into the search strategy of TripAdvisor. We're going to see their SEO strategy and their PPC strategy. So now I'm in the search section and I'm analyzing TripAdvisor. What do I have here? Here I have the split between desktop and mobile web, so I can just choose which tab that I want to analyze, which traffic device I would like to analyze. Now I will just stick with desktop, but we can do the same on mobile web. Here I have the overview of the website. I can see how much search is accountable from the overall, out of the overall traffic to the website, as we've seen before, 73%. I can see here the split between organic and paid. So they almost don't pay, they almost don't use paid search to drive search traffic. Most of the traffic comes organically with 96%. And this is really cool. Here I can see the split between branded and non-branded keywords. We can see here that 75% of their search traffic comes from non-branded keywords. And here I can see what has changed over time. But for me, the most interesting will be to actually uncover the keywords. So which keywords are they optimizing for and bidding for? I will just click here, keywords, and immediately here I can see the full list of keywords that drive traffic to the website. And what do we have here? Here I have the list of the search terms. I have here the traffic share. So how much is each one of those search terms are accountable for the overall search traffic? What has changed from month over month? Which search terms are trending right now? What was the split between organic and paid search? Meaning how much of this of the traffic comes from organic versus paid? What is the search volume of this search term? Meaning what is the potential of this search term? What is the CPC? So how competitive this search term is? Which position we saw TripAdvisor rank for this keyword on the search results? And very cool, we can also see here the landing page of each keyword. Now this is the full list of 120,000 keyword. I can also export this to Excel and do further manipulation, or I can just use those smart filters to show me only paid keywords, for example, which are non-branded, or maybe we can just do organic and non-branded. And I can filter by specific questions. So let's do questions. And also I can choose here which engine would I have to analyze the traffic. It will be like from Google versus Bing and so on. I will just stick with all of them and click on apply. Let's see if we have here interesting questions. Okay, cool. What do we have here? Let's see. Things to do in San Diego, things to do in San Francisco, things to do near me, in Seattle, Boston, Vegas, Chicago. So things to do in general is very popular strategy that probably TripAdvisor optimized for. So we have here things to do. It's really interesting to uncover the top leading destinations or interest from the audience. So San Diego is very popular, then we have San Francisco, and then we have Seattle, Boston, and Vegas, so it's really cool. Here we can see the landing page of each one, and see the content page, and so it's really interesting. So this is regarding the keyword. I can also see here, if I will click on search ads, I can actually see their PPC strategy, their ad group structure. So now I'm looking at, these are the keywords that triggered this specific ad creative. So here I can see how they are building, how they are basically building their campaign, and see. So for example, if we have here this group of ads, Alaska. So here we have Alaska tours, Alaska trip planning, and so on. So this is the creative. This is the ad that will appear while people are searching for those keywords, and this will be the landing page of each one. So this is really interesting, just to uncover their PPC strategy. So I just want to go back to keywords. And I would like to show you how I can add another player for just to benchmark the performance and see if there are specific keywords that a competitor of TripAdvisor is getting more traffic. So I will click here on compare. And let's add, you can add up to 4 players. Let's add Kayak and Expedia. You can also type the name of the players that you would like to benchmark and click on update. And now I'm going to see interesting stuff, because until now I looked at the list of TripAdvisor keywords. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to see which player is generating the most traffic for each keyword. So just remove the branded keywords. So to be interesting, I will click on non-branded. I will remove branded, and I will click on apply. And let's see if we see some interesting stuff here. Okay, so what do we have here? If someone searched the keyword flight, almost 60% traffic, Expedia is getting almost 60% traffic to this keyword versus Kayak, which is getting 41% traffic share. And also here we see TripAdvisor is getting less than around 0.2%. Restaurant near me, 100% goes to TripAdvisor. Car rental is very competitive. Cheap flights are very competitive. Airline tickets are very competitive. With Expedia is winning more than Kayak. So this is really interesting, just to see where there is more room for improvement and who is winning for a specific keyword. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to take a specific keyword, and I'm going to analyze it and see which other players outside of TripAdvisor and Kayak and Expedia are getting traffic from this keyword. So I'll just click here, analyze in keyword analysis, and now I'm actually going to move into a different model, keyword analysis. And this will show me for each specific keyword which domains are getting traffic from. So now we're analyzing cheap flights. This is an exact match of this keyword. And I have here 2 things. First, I can view organic to see which organic competitors are getting traffic for this keyword, or to click on paid competitors and see which players are actually bidding on this keyword and winning traffic from. So looking at organic competitors, I can see the search volume of this search term to see how popular it is and what is the potential for me to reach. So huge potential here. How competitive it is by looking at the CPC, and also looking at the split between organic and paid. So 40% of the traffic of these keywords actually drive from paid. So in order to win this, for this search term, you will probably need to spend a lot of money. If I will scroll down, here I can see which players are actually winning for this keyword. So cheap flights are the biggest winners, but we can actually see that looking at last 12 months, last 12 months ago, they generate 50%, almost 50% of the traffic from this keyword. Now they have only 42%. So they are losing some kind of a traffic share for this keyword. And if I will scroll down, I can see here the full list of the domains and their traffic share from this keyword. What was the position that each one positioned on? What was the landing page? And so on. So this is a really good list. So if I'm one of the competitors and it will be very hard for me to compete on organic results with those players. So those players can actually be my partners. And so if you can beat them, just join them. So this can be like a really good strategy in this specific case. What is interesting to me is to see which advertisers are spending the most money. So I will just click on paid competitors and see which domains are winning for this keyword, which means that are bidding on these keywords and spending their budgets to generate traffic from this really strategic keyword. And so here we have Cheap or Air, Kayak, Expedia, and here we see what's changed over time. So let's give it a bit to load. So here we see Kayak in those months, in January and February, it actually generated a lot of traffic. They actually bid on this keyword, but now they are not bidding at all. We can see that Expedia is actually getting more traffic from this keyword. So this is really important just to monitor and to see what has changed in terms of traffic share over time, if they are launching a specific campaign or not. Now I'm just analyzing one specific keyword. If I would like to take all the keywords that contain cheap flights, I can just create a plus new keyword group. I can click here, plus new keyword group. I can name my group here and copy paste up to 5,000 keywords, which is specifically for Google users. So you have up to 5,000 keywords that you can put into groups. So for example, if I'm now analyzing the travel category, I can either segment my keyword groups based on a specific audience, let's say the price sensitive audience, which will search for the keywords that contain cheap, or I can create keywords based on specific destinations or based on specific categories like hotels, flights, car rentals, and so on. I already created a keyword group for the price sensitive audience. I called it cheap travel. Here you can click after adding your custom group, you can just click on edit and just remove or add more keywords. So let's click on cheap travel and see which players are actually winning for this keyword group. Okay, what do we have here? So we have similar players. These I think are new. We didn't saw them last time. Just Fly, cheap tickets. So this is just a really cool way for you to group different types of keywords based on specific topic, and just see who is winning for this keyword group, for this category. And here, now I have a new tab. So analyzing one keyword, I will see only domain. Analyzing a keyword group, I can also see here the keywords. And by clicking on the keywords, I can see which keyword was accountable for most of the traffic share. So I have here cheap flights with 35%. I have here this brand and cheap tickets, cheap car rentals, and so on. So I can actually take this list and segment it into different groups. I'm just going to pause for a second and see if we have any questions. Okay, we don't have any more questions, so we'll just move on. The last thing that I would like to show you is how you can monitor those performance very easily. So how do I do that? I can just click here on add this metrics to a new dashboard. So I will click here. I will choose either to add into a new dashboard or one of my existing dashboards. So I will just click travel cheap, for example, US market. I will click on the V sign and add. So everything that we showed you until now, it's in different sections. Now I actually have the option to take all of those graphs that were interesting to me and put them all in one page. So now I'm looking at the paid competitors from Cheap Travel Group. I can duplicate this graph and very easily edit it and just change it to look at organic share. So traffic share organic. So it's exactly, I'm analyzing exactly the same keyword group. One time I'm looking at traffic share from paid and one time from organic, just one next to another. And I can add more metrics to my dashboard. So I can click on add metrics. And let's say I would like to see TripAdvisor keywords. So I will just type here the name of the entity that I would like to analyze and which metrics. So for me, I would like to see the top non-branded keywords in the US market. And this is the desktop traffic. I will click on create. And again, I can really duplicate it easily and now just change it to look at mobile web. So on the one hand, I have the desktop. On the other hand, I have the mobile web traffic. So this is for you just to customize, to play with it, to see what is the most important for you to monitor. Obviously, to download it and share it with your customers, or just click on present and show them in a meeting. So there's a lot of functionalities which are really cool and easy for you to do here. This was the last section, the last topic in our agenda. So thanks a lot for joining us today. We're going to share this video and also a step-by-step guide, so you will have written everything that we talked about today. Again, thanks for joining. I'm going to stick around to see if you have any more questions, and if not, have a great day.